Sunday, 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 the day we've all been waiting for. In just a little while, we're going to know who is the 2008 IFMAR World Champion. First event of today's Sunday is in the books, the 1/8 even. And Charlie,
barn burner.
Absolutely incredible. The story, no doubt, of this race has to be young Ty Tessman and
his team.
Exactly. Yeah. Near catastrophe for Tessman as Ty looks down from the driver's stand down to his dad and his pit crew down there, and they have major radio server problems right before the race.
The car was in pieces as they rolled out for warm-up. And Travis Amesco was out there, him and his father doing the pit work for Jesse Roberts, saw that young Ty was having some problems and dropped what he was doing, left Conrad there to keep track of Jesse, and ran right over and got the job done. They could have done it a little quicker. Ty did have to start from the pit lane, but that was no problem. He came from about a half a track down, climbed all the way back up to second to make the bump up into the next main. So Jesse and Ty both bumping into this 8th final and bumping out one more time.
Tyler Vick also transferring up, and another good battle was Billy Fisher.
The bump master, Billy Fisher.
Billy, and another bump master, Chad Bradley. Chad working his way, trying to extend his way up to make another A main, but falling just short by less than a second behind Fisher.
Yeah, it was a last lap battle, if I do remember correctly. As we said in the live broadcast, he threw it all away from where I was sitting, but evidently he was a little more concerned with the guys on his back door for that race. So as we continue on here with our action from Sunday, we move on to the odd side of the 1/8 finals. This one brought home pretty convincingly by Matt Castellano.
Yep, Matt driving a Losi. A couple Losis finishing towards the top. And
top three, actually.
Exactly, top three. And then followed by fourth base, Gilliam Vray, your 2004 world champion from Sweden.
Our little buddy, Clinton Nightlight Wachter.
Yes.
He had spent a lot of times up in here in the booth with us, taking some of my driving tips through the litter box, if you will, to help him advance. I really enjoyed following the Nightlight story over the weekend, and we actually got the background on that. He's a little bit of a mama's boy, so they call him the Nightlight.
Wow. So that's kind of how the 1/8 odd side wrapped up with Matt Castellano, Clinton Nightlight Wachter, Martin Bayer finishing third from the Czech Republic. Another driver that is not a huge name, but qualifying very well and transferring up. Maybe he'll be battling. You never know. Now we go to the 30-minute finals. We're at the quarter even side. And again, Charlie, it's the hot body teammates who climb their way, continuing up the ladder to the semis.
Both times, these drivers nose to tail from the back of the pack to the front of the pack. Jesse Roberts took over the top spot at probably about lap 15 or so. Yep. Young Ty was leading this race as early as lap number 2.
Not bad from starting 12th spot, I think it was.
On a mission, I think is what they call that where I'm from. Now, Cody Kang, very consistent this run. He stayed in the top transfer spots through the whole race. I think the lowest he got was 4th, and that's where he finished, but good enough to move him on to the next round. Very happy for Mr. Kang. He's been up in the booth with us a lot, spending some time.
And Jerome Sartell, another Frenchman, making that 4th and final transfer spot, continuing his bid for a world title.
So we jump to the other side of the ladder now. We're at the quarterfinals for the odd side.
We see a couple big names that struggled a bit in qualifying, finishing at the top of the leaderboard here. Adam Drake, who just had tough luck, and normally a name you expect to see in the semis to the top, but things didn't go his way. He struggled a bit, but got it right here in the quarter. Robert Bettier from Spain driving a Hobau, finishing second, going to make the semis. Third place goes to Matt Castellano and Elosi, and driver from the Czech Republic, Martin Bayer, continues his bid for his world title.
In the 5th spot was the story that we followed throughout the weekend.
Clint Nightlight Wachter just having the worst luck he could, on the last lap in a transfer spot.
I hate to use the term "threw it all away," but it's basically what happened. And
there's lots of love for you there, Clint.
Yeah, Clint,
we were cheering for you.
We love you, buddy. Don't worry.
Exactly. The 1/2 even finals in the book. A very exciting race, Charlie. Just many stories to touch upon, starting from the bottom to the top. Just a good 30-minute race, some good luck, some bad luck, and starting out with some tough luck.
Disappointment for sure. Is one of the most exciting drivers to watch run a car. Ryan Lutz was out before the race had even really got warmed up.
Exactly. Ryan, as you mentioned, Charlie, just a thrill to watch. 110% punch. A guy that has worked so hard. He has put in an amazing amount of practice getting ready for the world.
It was just bad luck more than anything else.
Exactly right. Jerome Sartell not able to finish the whole race, so finishing 11th spot.
But this race was definitely the Ryan and Ryan show.
Yeah.
That term's been used a lot. Cavallari and Mayfield going 1-2 with Mayfield taking home the win. They were back and forth battling the whole run. Good friends, good teammates, a lot of experience racing with each other, so they knew kind of not to push each other too hard, certainly not to make any contact. Their goal was to make the main.
Exactly.
But Jared Tebow now getting everything back together, doing a lot of work on the car. He was in the trailers late last night, brought it home third this time. Very consistent for Jared, just no mistakes basically. Kept it out there cool, clean. But I think some excitement for me is the Japanese driver, Asushi Hara, leading the freight train of hot bodies cars through the grid on this one.
Exactly. Hara did a very good job locking his way into the finals here. Right behind him, his young protege, Ty Tessman, who has just been a tremendous, I'll say, story. Not only Ty's mad skills as a 15-year-old, but it is everything this hobby should be thought about at a starting level for kids is right with the Tessman family. Everything from, Ty's driving to dad helping to mom. It's a family affair in the pits.
Yeah. And they're one of the best teams in pit lane, if you ask me.
Oh, exactly right. Dad grabs the car, mom is right there, and you can't write a better story when you talk about this hobby.
Wrapping up the 6th spot is Jesse Slabatek Robbers.
That's right. Cody King finishes in 7th.
Got his fingers crossed.
That's right. Kool-Aid driving the brand new MP9, hoping his time's good enough. 8th spot, Matt Gosh and his dad Chris. Just a tremendous effort. One of the top drivers in the Midwest.
And JQ, Joseph Quagrain. He's very frank, and I like that about him.
Unfortunately, falling just a bit shy here in this one.
And a driver that I was almost dreaded talking about. Yannick had a flame out.
Exactly. Trouble with the marshal, and it's just one of the things that happens.
At least he could say it's not his fault.
No, exactly. He would have been world champion if.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So just a great one-half even side. Those guys locked in. 2 guys on the outside looking in right now, waiting for the odd side to run is going to be Cody King and Jesse Roberts. So we'll see if their time's going to be fast enough, and they'll maybe be battling for the world title. The one-half odd final, a exciting and thrilling race. It went wire to wire, all drivers basically finishing, and it was another race where the who's who of racers, any of these guys definitely have the skills, the talent, the team support to be a world champion. It was Mike Trury in this one, starting on TQ, starting on the 1 spot. Just a brilliant drive for Mike.
Yep. Trury pretty much let it wire to wire, kind of gapped out his lead a little bit, but I think that maybe have hurt him a little bit because it didn't keep the pace pushed up. The difference in the semis over what qualifying was is basically the semis set the grid for the main.
Correct.
So the faster your semi time is, the better your grid position are. So these guys not only wanted to win the semi to have a good grid position, they want to go fast so that they start up front for the main. So Truy, little off pace, not going to be starting front row for the final. Probably not too worried about it. He's a pretty cool, calm, collected character. I think he's pretty confident he's got the lap times to beat these guys. So we'll wait for that to unfold for sure. But our driver from Spain, Robert Badier, doing the double bump up duty.
Yep.
Going to finish in the top 3 of this one, just behind young Taylor James, winner of the world's warm-up race. That was the second one.
So that definitely put him to the top of the board as one of the favorites going in to the world title. And with a second-place finish here in the semis, he's definitely going to make his bid for his first world title.
All right, but as we look down to maybe towards the lower level of the ladder here, you see Courts rounding out the top 12 with Castellano and Bayer, 2 of our transfer drivers, also kind of running out of luck here.
These guys, doing all they can. Right around in front of them, Richard Saxton, who is
the king,
having one of his best years in many, many years, working with the Associated team.
Just in front of him, Josh Wheeler, very fast all through practice and qualifying.
He had just tough luck. Tires coming unglued, just the things these guys
not just 1 but 2. They put the spare on, and the spare was flat also.
Yeah. So same way they glue their tires, always just for a fluke, something, whether it was a bad jug of glue or something, just the wrong place for this to happen in the semis.
Moving on here, we got a Renault Savoia. I love Renault because I can always find his car on the track.
Easy, and that's a good thing, you know. It always stands out. No stranger to top finals and podiums and winning races, definitely. So a great job for him. Automatically transferring with the 4th place finish.
5th spot finisher, and the 4th and final member of the Hot Bodies Army.
Exactly. Travis Amescua.
The Peanut,
you know.
His dad out here, another family team. It seems to be a trend in the Hot Bodies camp. Bring your dad.
Maybe a little bit of button head sometimes, but still working together.
Our reigning world champion.
That's right, Mark Pavidis. He won it in Indonesia 2 years ago, driving the new MP9 here. And Mark finishing 7th, not in one of the locked transfer spots, but Charlie said, crossing his fingers, if his time is going to be able to hold on to go against the other 2 guys.
I don't want to ruin it, but he did flame out on the last lap with some mechanical difficulties. So it's kind of unlikely that his 7th position time is going to hold, but you never know.
Exactly. Just anything can happen. Adam Drake, we've talked to him numerous times, having tough luck in qualifying, stepped it up here in Sunday's activities, stepping it up, finishing in 6th spot. So the thing really to wait right now is time. After the race is over, you can't go into the IFMAR trailer scoring at all. It's like off limits. So these guys come and run over to the LiveRC.com booth trying to see, because they know we have the times, we have the results. Cody King and all these guys wondering, you know, what do these guys do? It just added more to the excitement, the hype, and the anticipation if these guys, Adam Drake and Mark Pavidis, their time's good enough to beat the guys that were in the other semi. So we'll have to wait and see when everything shakes down. But there you have it. That's the 1/2 odd side. So it's set, Charlie. The finals in front of us.
Finally it's here. Finally it's here. The finals. Our 2008 IFMAR Off-Road World Championship. 60 minutes away, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. It's going to be a good one. We're going to see who we're going to be able to call the newest world champion in 8-scale buggy here at the IFMAR World Championships.